Koi, come here. No, come closer. When are you going to start listening to spirit? When are you going to start listening to spirit? When we say listen to spirit, I think you people are sitting there expecting some deep voice. My daughter, my daughter. That is not how spirit works. Or my son, my son. That is not how spirit speaks to you. Spirit speaks to you through signs, through signals, through instinct. You were given an instinct for a reason. I tell people that your instincts are your guardian angels whisperings in your ears. You know that thing they call gut feeling? That is spirit speaking to you. When are you going to start listening? I dreamt of Mama Christie last night. I woke up and I was wondering, why did I dream of Mama Christie? Because Mama Christie of, what's the name of her church? Solid Rock International. Mama Christie used to be a part of my life many lives ago, post my divorce, in the middle of my sadness and my depression and my chale, I thought, look how I have served this God, I have been good, blah, blah, blah. How is this happening to me? How did I go and get married and have 7 miscarriages? And then here I am, divorced. I've used my money all of my money to renovate a home that, like, basically now I'm penniless and homeless. And in the middle of all of that, and yes, when I tell people that we've lived life, we have lived though. Anyway, in the middle of all of that, I had a conversation with Mama Christie, and she asked me that, so when I was going to get married, do I think that there were any signs or signals for me not to go ahead with the marriage? And I'll tell you something. I got married in December. Okay? Several years ago. It's not your business how long ago. I was married for 3 years. We were together for 5, but I was married for 3 years. Anyway, she asked me that, so when I was going to get married, were there any signs? Like, were there any signals that I shouldn't go ahead with the marriage? Now, I'll tell you the signals that there were. A day in December, the day of my traditional marriage, the first signal was the fact that my husband, my ex-husband, but my fiance at the time, okay, his auntie, who was the person who was supposed to be providing us with the chairs and canopies and decor for the ceremony, had forgotten that that was the date and had rented out all of her chairs and canopies to other events. His own auntie claimed that she had forgotten, and so there were no chairs. That was the first signal. My caterer, who is also a family member, some way, somehow, had forgotten that that was the day of the engagement. I called her that morning to say, what's up? She says, sweetie, next week. I'm like, no, mene. She says, we haven't baked anything. This was my own relative. She had also forgotten that the event was that day. Okay. Prior to the day of, the dress that I was supposed to wear. So I changed my dress, I think the day before. And I didn't happen to wear the new one because the slit and cover that I had gone for several fittings for, everything was okay. The night before, when my seamstress came to deliver the dress, as I was trying it on one more time, the seam, the back seam of the slit ripped. By this time, my seamstress was gone. It was too late to look for a seamstress, and so I changed into something else. Good. The morning of, after having to rush off to go and look for new chairs because his auntie had forgotten the date and she didn't have any chairs, after finally calling my cousin and telling her that I beg is today, bake the things that you are bringing, when it came time for me to get dressed, the zip of my kaba that I was about to wear, because obviously the dress that had been made the day before, like I said, the slit had ripped open. The zip of my kaba got stuck in the cloth. As they were trying to force it, it's burst open. We looked for bleed, cut it small, and fixed it. Okay, so when Mama Christy asked me this question, initially I said no. She said, no, sweetie, think about it. Think about it. So then I gave her all of these instances, all of these things that had happened. And she said, yes. All the time when people come and tell her that, their marriage has ended, she will ask them, were there signs that you should not have gone on with this thing? It is not only with marriage. People, I'll give you another example. You remember I told you guys that I lost my my Range Rover last year. The morning of, so that day, in fact, a few days before, we had discussed at home that Saturday, I was going to take the kids to Rabito in East Legon because Joe was dealing with some scalp thing, dandruffy type of thing. So we had all decided that yes, we're going to go to East Legon, we're going to go to Rabito to, go and have a look at. But somehow, when I woke up that morning, I didn't feel like, and look, people who know me will tell you that if I'm going to go out that day, as soon as I wake up, like you can tell in my movements, because as soon as I wake up, I'm like, okay, what am I going to wear? Like this activity. But on days that I don't plan on stepping out, when I wake up, I just rot in bed. Okay. So that Saturday, in spite of the fact that we had planned to go out, the first sign was the fact that, I was here basically. In fact, when I woke up, I turned on TV safe. And if I turn on TV, that's it. Okay. Now, in actual fact, the plan was that we were going to leave home around 11, go to Rabito, finish there, and then grab something to eat. Okay. I think around 9, Al came to ask, what time are we going? And I felt like, I said, okay, let's leave at 1. Okay. I was still in bed. Nothing was pushing me to go out. Like, I think deep down, I kind of felt like I shouldn't go out. Now, around 12 or something, Al texts me from downstairs that, Charlie, if we're going to go out at 1, what are you going to wear so that she'll help me iron, blah, blah, blah. And I started to feel like, Charlie, already now, these people have given me name in the house. That's me. Sometimes I say we'll do something and then we don't. So I felt a little pressured when she texted me. So I said, okay, come and take this. I'll wear this. And that's how we stepped out that day. As we were going, usually when we're going to East Legon, I don't want to give you too much detail so you figure out where I live. But the route that I would usually take was not the route that I took. In actual fact, I asked Alice, I said, where do you think we should pass? Where do you think there won't be traffic? And then she said, we should go and pass here. And then we went to pass there. Look, as we were going, Like that day, going out was not in me. If Alice and the children will bear me witness, my usual bubbly self chatting in the car with them. That day I was in the car like I was upset with somebody. Meanwhile, nobody had done anything to me. The energy was not right. And so as we turned onto the East Legon, blah, 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 and the people stopped us, look, in my heart of hearts, I knew that something was up, something was wrong. And that is how the customs people stopped me. We discovered that apparently the guy who had sold the car to me had scammed me. The duty had not been paid. Yeah, long story short, they impounded the car. We never found the guy who sold the car to me. Yeah, I'm not here to talk about the car. It's just, Now, if I had listened to my instincts that day, I would not have stepped out. The stress that came with losing the car, the anxiety, all of that would have been avoided if I had simply listened to my instincts. People, when I sit here and I say my guides and my guides and my guides, it is not because anybody physically comes and holds my hand and says do this or do that. No, that is not how it works. Spirit speaks to us through our instincts, through signs, through signals. Spirit speaks to us, but we do not listen. We do not hear. We think that, oh, it's coincidence. Oh, it just happened. And so today I'm here to ask you, when are you going to start listening to Spirit? Ask people who have had trials. Ask people who have gone through tribulations. Ask people, they will tell you that, there was this niggling feeling in the back of my head. There was this thought. There was this sign. There was this symptom. There was this signal. There is always something that pre-warns you, but you do not listen. I beg you, today, this message is to let you know, become self-aware to the point where you recognize these signs, these signals, and you listen to them. I'm not saying become paranoid. I'm not saying become a little cuckoo in the head. No, that's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that learn to listen. Listen to your instincts. Listen to your gut. Listen. Watch out for these signs and these signals. They are messages to you. Learn to listen to them to avoid the problems that you fall into. Learn to listen. Learn to look out for the signs and the signals that are meant to warn you of things to come. It will help you. Are you hearing me, somebody? Like I always say, guard your heart, guard your essence, guard your spirit, and stay safe out there. Love you.